Hey everyone, Chiron here, and welcome to episode 1 of Factorio. Somebody in the comment section said I should check out this game. I took a look at it, and it actually looked pretty interesting. I did play through the campaign, just kind of get an idea for the controls and things like that. But, yeah, it looked fun enough, and it looked interesting enough that I could do a Let's Play on it, so figured I'd give it a shot. So this game is actually in alpha yet, so it's pre-beta. So it's pretty rough. It's got a couple of quirks with it and things like that, but honestly, it's a pretty well-made game. It has a lot of good content in it, so I figured I would give it a try and see if everybody likes it. If you like it, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, with what you want to see in the series, or just kind of anything in general if you've played this game before. So I'll give you a little bit of an overview. Not going to spend too much time on it, but basically you're in a world, you have some really basic technologies that you can get started with, and you need to kind of rebuild your own automated corporate empire kind of thing. So we've got some resources here. There's some coal, stone, some copper. Down here, these these kind of bluish places here are iron deposits, and these pink ones are oil deposits. So first thing that we're going to do is place down our burner mining drill. The first thing that we're going to need, or the first two things we're going to need, are coal and stone. Those are going to be the basic building materials. If we go into our production interface here, I'm going to build a pick because we need some starter materials. So get a couple coal, pop those in there, get that going. We also need some wood. So we got 2 wood here, and I'm going to make a chest. So on this burner you can see that there's a little discharge chute right here. You just put the chest right there, and bam. So this thing works on coal. It's very basic, it's very inefficient. It only gives you 0.35 resources per second, which is pretty bad. So we're going to have to work on getting something a little bit better. But, so yeah. So I found a map that looked pretty good. It had a lot of resources kind of right in our starting area, which I like. Don't have to go traveling too far to find some stuff and waste time on that. But, yeah. So, the only thing that I changed, I just started up a new game. The only thing that I changed in the settings was I made all of the deposits rich deposits. Because I'm not really interested in looking for like a challenging map where we're using up our resources and have to expand out and use trains and things like that. I'm really just looking for kind of a nice, calm little playthrough, something we can all go through together. And, yeah. So, like I said, if you play this, feel free to leave some comments on what you want to see. Like I said, if you don't play it, you can actually head over to the Factorio website, which I'll have linked below. I think in US dollars, it's about $16, $15 in euros, or the currency that they used. I can't remember if it was euros or pounds or how they had it listed. I think it was euros. So it's about 15 euros or $16. And you get unlimited updates, you get all the expansion packs and everything that they bring out for being an early adopter, which is kind of cool. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to get some more of these burner mining drills. They're, like I said, they're inefficient, but they're really all we have at this point until we can get something a little bit better. So here's our goal. It's the electric mining drill, but requires quite a few resources. The electric circuits require copper, and we need some ore. You can see way at the bottom it has that total raw. So we need 23 iron and 4.5 copper per electric mining drill. And we also need electricity. So we need iron gears, pipes, iron plates, stone furnaces, all kinds of stuff to be able to produce electricity. Alright, so what do we need? We need to make a couple of these guys. So the burner mining drill, we need some iron gear wheels. So let's it's kind of a tough call. So the burner mining drill, we really want to have that on coal. What you can do is you can move your drill all over the place, but for now I think we're just going to do some manual mining. And I'm going to be right back. I just want to check my audio levels, make sure that that wasn't too loud for all of you. Alright, sorry about that. I actually didn't normalize my audio before I started recording, so just want to make sure everything was looking good. It was peaking a little bit, so didn't want to deafen any headphone users. Alright, so we've got a little iron, and we have our stone furnace here. So the first thing that we need to do is get this all cooked up. So we'll put our iron in there with some coal, and it gets us these iron plates. And you can use a lot of commands like you can in most other games, crafting games, shift and control clicks to add and remove resources and things. If you hold control and click on a crate, it'll actually pull all of that out of the crate for you instead of having to go into the interface. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So it looks like we need a stone furnace and we need a little bit more iron yet. Let's see, that's stone as well. So let's go ahead and just get a little bit more iron. I think what I'm going to be doing is I'll put a burner on the iron deposit just so that we can get a lot of iron really quickly. And then I'll probably move one of my burners over to the stone. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. And the nice thing about the stone furnace, it only uses as much coal as you need. So once production of this is done, it doesn't continue to burn coal. Like if you ever played Minecraft or anything like that, you waste coal. This, you can put one iron ore in there. It'll use a little bit of the coal bar, and then it'll stop, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about resource management quite that much. Alright, so let's go over here. It said we need a stone furnace, and I don't want to burn our stone furnace in our crafting recipe, because obviously we need it. I'm just going to grab a little bit more stone here. How much is a furnace? It's 5, so we've got enough now. So, one of the nice things about crafting this game is that you don't need to craft each individual item to be able to craft the final item. So for the raw material, all we need is 5 stone, 9 iron plates, and 4 seconds. If I click on this, you can see down in the corner here, it's going to craft everything that we need and eventually craft our burner. So let's just put it here for now. And we need a little bit more wood. Not a whole heck of a lot of wood around here. No, that's kind of unfortunate. I might have to go on a little bit of a mission to get a good wood supply. So, right down here. Alright, so we'll just craft all of those. We'll get one of those in place. And I accidentally canceled that. And there we go. So now we got 2 burners. One working on stone. Let's see how much stone do we really need. We don't need a whole lot. We could just use 10 for now. So let's lift this up and let's put it on the iron. I'll put half of it in there. So that'll start producing iron for us, and we should have everything we need to create 2 more of these burner mining drills. And then we can get all the resources we need except for oil. Oil requires some derricks, which we are way far away from getting. Alright. So we're going to need 9 iron plates. So we should get 15 more. And it tells you how many you have in your inventory too, which is nice. So it added 1 for a total of 10. So you don't have to watch your inventory. I could just keep clicking on this until I get 15. There's 12. There's 13. 14 and 15. All right. All right. Oh, I already had some in here. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and craft one more. And we'll get this one working on stone. Get that up and running. And then once the rest of these finish up, we're going to make one more for the copper over here. And then we have a good base where we can start working on some more advanced technologies. There we go. Craft that sucker up. Put it over here with our wooden chest. And grab some coal. We'll put a little bit more in there, and then the rest in there. Alright, so now we officially have all 4 resources that we need. So the great part about this game is it's really based on automation. So if we take a look at our menu here, so if you hit T, it brings up a list of technologies that you can do. All kinds of cool stuff. Solar energy, lasers, automation. This is a research lab. Vehicles, tanks, landmines. There's a lot in here for researching energy distribution, railways. There's flight. Where are they? There's these little combat drones that will fly along with you and fight for you. So there's some follower robots that if you place down some smart chests, they'll take resources out of the smart chests and bring them to other chests. So instead of having to use conveyor belts, you can use these little robotic drones to carry resources back and forth. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of different ways that you can approach the game. You know, I find this the best approach. I've been playing this for a couple of days, and I've played probably about halfway through. I've gotten about half the technologies and things like that. So there's plenty of room for me to expand and learn and all that good stuff. So, all right. So the next thing that we want to do at this point is get electricity. You have a couple other options in here. You could do the burner inserter. So this is a robotic arm that will take materials from one place and bring it to another place. And it uses coal to do that. The inserter uses electricity instead. I think the electronic inserter is better than the burner inserter. And getting your electricity up and running is not all that incredibly difficult. So I usually skip the burner inserters and I go directly with the electric ones. So let's just go ahead and grab up some resources here. So the one thing I do apologize for is there is quite a bit of running in this game. Later on, once we're doing research and things like that, there's going to be quite a bit of waiting around for research to finish. Don't know how y'all feel about that. I would probably recommend that I cut out a lot of the research wait time. Eventually you just run out of resources and you have to physically wait for 10 to 15 minutes before your research is completed and you can kind of proceed. Let me know what you think about that. So if you want me to cut that out, I definitely can. If you want to see it all, if you just want to kind of see how long it takes to progress in the game, you know, I can do that too. So just let me know what your feelings are on kind of chopping up the series, or if you want to see everything. All right. So what do we want to do here? I think I'm going to put our power generation right here. I think that would be Good. Where do we put it up here? It's further away from the coal, which I don't like. What do we have down here? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it up here. All right. So for power generation, you'll need a steam engine. You'll need 6 boilers. So what I did is I right-clicked on boiler, so it created 5, and then I just left-clicked on it to create 1 more. Just speed up your crafting a little bit. And take a sip of coffee. After your sip of coffee, we need some... Let's see, we need some inserters, we need some pipes. So let's make a couple pipes. We'll also need an offshore pump, so we need 3 copper plates for that. So let's get that in there. Get our coal out. Honestly, we don't need a whole lot of stone. So if this runs out of coal, I'm not too incredibly worried about it. I honestly probably will not even put an electric mining drill here. So, oops, forgot to take the plates out. So let's get one more stone furnace here just so that we can increase our production. Do I not have any iron? Let's go fix that. And how are we doing on coal here? We'll max out the coal. Iron is something that we're going to need pretty much every second of every moment. You need just absurd amounts of iron in this game. Alright, so we'll get that all in there and get that cooking up. We got our copper plates. And we can do our offshore pump. Alright. So what we're going to do is, I think you can do, there's a way that you could do like a ghost building, but it doesn't appear to be working. So, we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. So what we need to do is we need enough room for this. So right at the middle of that area, we need to put our offshore pump. So we need a supply of water. And then we're going to put our 6 boilers in here. You can just click and drag. Oh, that's not going to work. Scratch that. We need a little bit of room here. So let's move over and do it here. Well, actually, no, that would actually work. So, original idea. There. And then our 6 burners. So, you need room to put in power. But I think we can put in power poles. Yep. So we can put power poles kind of on this beach here. So that will work out just fine. Alright. So now that we have these 6 and we have our steam engine here, that's pretty much all we need to generate power. So it was really as simple as that. And I'm gonna move this again. I don't like it there. So, nice thing about this game is you never really waste resources. If you change your mind, you want to move something, you just hold right click on it and you can move it wherever you want. So I'm gonna move it a little bit closer. Eventually we're going to have tons of these steam engines, like 4 steam engines stacked up on top of each other using one set of boilers. But, so let's do it right here instead. I think we'll have enough room that we're not going to be like impeding on our oil derricks. So that'll work out just fine. Let's get those all in place. Put our steam engine in. And then we need to get all of this powered up. Do there. And you can see there's an orange line for the power cable. So you just need to make sure that you're connecting those up. So let's get some wood here. Oops. Alright. If we go down to the forest, you get a lot more wood per chop. I think you get 4 wood per chop instead of 2 from the dead ones. So that's going to be a little bit of a hike to get to that. Alright. So we'll come on down. If you click and hold when you create this, it'll create each of the towers, each of the small electric poles at the maximum distance. So you don't really have to worry about kind of placing everything. Just click and hold and start running, and it'll place everything for you. Alright, so it looks like these are out of materials. We'll go ahead and get those stocked up again. Get our 72 ore out of here, which is good. It's over a stack, so we'll be able to stock our stone furnace here with maximum. Yeah, it should be fine. Like I said, we don't need a whole lot of stone at the moment. Eventually, once we need stone bricks, we'll have to get more, but that's way in the future. Alright. So, what else do we need here? So, we need some inserters. You can fuel these up manually if you want, but only chumps do things manually. So we'll start the automation process for this. We need some of these and some of those. So we need 6 inserters, and we need a whole bunch of transport belts. So I'm just going to make the maximum amount of transport belts. Oops. Alright, so if you hit R when you're trying to place something, it will change the orientation. We want to move materials from the line to the arrow. Oh, yep, we need one more of those. So, by my placement of my small pole here, I can catch these 5, and then we just need one more. So we'll place it right there. And then to deselect something, I haven't really found out a good way of doing that, so I just hit Q. It cycles through your weapons as your kind of in-hand item instead of whatever material you're holding. Alright, so we've got our boilers, we've got our inserters, we've got our power, and we've got our steam engine, so we should almost be good to go. So we have our conveyors here. We're probably going to need even more, but this will get us going for now. So we're going to aim the arrows up so it drags past. I'm just going to click and hold while I place these. Yep, that didn't get us anywhere near where we need. So, alright, we'll restock that. Oof, everything needs to be restocked. Let's not fuel that up again. And how's our guy down there? That guy's good. And we'll create a max on those again. Alrighty. So what else do we need? We need materials. That is for sure. So let's get some more copper cooking. Never want to have your furnaces not producing. It's very important. I could potentially make more stone furnaces, but we're going to replace these really shortly with some better furnaces. So not really any point. Alright. So We have enough materials. It's 23 iron plates and 4.5 copper plates to make an electric mining drill. So we're going to start with one of those. And we need more transport belts. So we'll get all of those placed down as much as we can. Do we have any other deposits here? Not really. Alright, so what we're going to do is place this down. You can see the arrow. That arrow is going to be pointing towards where all of our materials are going to exit from. So we'll have it exit from right there. And we'll make more belts. I would just recommend you make the maximum number of belts. Eventually you will get better belts. So if we look in, let's see, where is it? Automation. You can get faster belts. I can't remember exactly which research it is, but you can get some belts with a red arrow on them. They're quite a bit faster, but honestly, materials don't need to go very fast. When you get your production automation, you might want to do the faster belts so that it constantly has finished goods in a fast supply. But raw materials, they're just going to stack up in the belt anyway, so not a big deal. Alright. And there we go. We've got our conveyor belt hooked up from our electric drill all the way up through here. We need a couple of these guys to get it all powered up. And there we go. So now we have electricity passing over here. So all we need to do at this point is get this fired up. Alright. So, I do not have any coal. That would definitely be an important feature to use. Alright. So, what I'm going to do is, temporarily, I'm just going to move my burner here. And then, stock it with coal. And what that's going to do is it's going to start outputting, instead of into the chest, it's going to output right onto this conveyor belt. So we'll have a constant stream of charcoal going up here. But it's a little bit of a catch-22 because these are not powered to bring the coal into here to produce the power that's going to run these. So what we need to do is come up here and just manually feed these. So you can hold the coal in your hand the entire time and just feed every one of these. And there we go. So these will produce temperature of 100. And the steam engine works best at a temperature of 100. So you can see the available performance is slowly going up. Once it hits 100, it will reach max. So these 6 boilers is enough to get 100-degree temperature for 4 steam engines. And there we go. So now you see these guys are working. They're entering coal into our boilers. You can see they're kind of stacking up here, even though we only put one in there, because it's producing the electricity to run this. And then if we follow our electricity down, you can see this guy's working. So for every 1 that our burner did, our electric one is doing 2. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. So this is going to be twice as efficient. Almost. So this is 0.35, this is 0.5. So we just almost tripled our output just by adding this guy in here. And we can do the same thing for everything else. So instead of having to go around and continuously get resources out of these and then fill them up with coal, we can just automate everything, bring all of our materials up to a central point, and be happy. Alright. Like I said, quite a bit of walk in this game, but not much you can do about that. You can get a car at one point and kind of bomb around in the car, and it's got its own inventory, which is really nice. Alright, get those loaded up. Alright, so now we have pretty much unlimited energy creation here. So all we really need to do if we ever need more electricity is just create another steam engine and keep tacking them on the end here, which is really cool. So our coal is stacking up, so they have unlimited coal. They're never going to need more coal than this, regardless of how many of these generators we put in. So this guy's enough to keep up with it. All right, so throw in some more coal into our furnaces. Keep those going. And we're good to go. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is mass production on our electric mining drills. And we'll need some more wood. Our pick is almost dead. The first pick that you get doesn't last very long at all. It's pretty terrible. So why don't we make a trip down while that's kind of doing its thing. We have to wait for the materials anyway. The electric mining drills are pretty expensive in resources. It's what, 23 iron per, so we need a lot of iron to be able to make some of these. So we'll just get some wood. I like to just hold down my directional key where I'm running and then hold down the right click, so anytime I run into a tree it's just gonna mine it for me. I find it a lot easier than kind of cherry picking which tree I want to cut down. Alright, I think that should do pretty good. And like I said, we do get 4 raw wood per tree, per live tree, instead of the 2 wood for dead trees. So, definitely worth it. Alright, on our way through, we'll just get that. Throw in some more coal. Make sure our iron production stays up. And keep these stocked. Alright, so we can make 1 more of these. Once we get this in place, I think I am going to cut it there. I think we did some pretty good progress here. We got electricity on point, and we're well on our way to getting some automated metal materials, which is definitely a good thing. Alright, so we need to make some more power poles. We've got this guy. And we need a ton more conveyors. So let's get these in place. I like to make everything kind of in a grid pattern, just for aesthetics. Let's see. There we go. And eventually I'm going to use these bigger resource areas for gathering, but for now I just need some automated resources coming in. So this will do just fine. Alright, so we do have our drill, we have some extra poles. Now we need transport belts. Like I said, you're going to want to produce pretty much as many of these as humanly possible. Alright, and these are all iron. We have a lot of copper built up, so I'm actually going to stop copper production and focus entirely on iron. So we can take that away since we don't need it anymore. And pretty soon this is actually going to stop producing, just because this is all going to be filled up, which is fine. If I wanted to, I could force this coal to go on the other side and fill that in, but honestly, it's not all that important. You know, aesthetically, it looks nicer, and I will actually do it for a couple of things, but not too worried at the moment. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our iron right next to our coal here. Actually, I think this deposit would be closer. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. See what our resources look like. Oh, already done. Fantastic. Great. 18 more. So, it's a lot of resources you need kind of early game, but it's all worth it in the end. So I know I'm just spending absurd amounts of iron on these conveyor belts, but it needs to happen. Alright. And you know what? Let's start production here. We'll do you, get you powered up, and put a chest there. So that'll be a nice little placeholder until we can get our conveyor belt down there. If we've got it up and operational, might as well start producing resources. Alright, and what I'm actually going to do is make 2 more stone furnaces. And we need some coal. So we can't take coal off of these by like control clicking. You hold down F, and then you run over the materials you want to pick up. There we go. We'll just take half of that and get those working. And max production on those yet again. Can we make it? Oh, we can. Awesome. Alright, so we'll take that away. We'll put our conveyor belt in, and we've just automated our iron production. I'm going to keep this operational for now, just because I can. Any iron that we can get is going to be better. So let's actually put both of these here. Remove this. I'm going to turn that. That doesn't work. Turn it again. Yeah, that's not going to work. So let's move this down one. Chest there. Get these fueled up. And there we go. So might as well use these burners for something. And like I said, I'll just collect that every once in a while. But this is going to be our main source of iron. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy, put it up there. We're going to leave one space in between this conveyor and this guy. Because what we need to do is create another inserter. Actually, we're going to create 2 inserters. And we're going to do from the line to the arrow. Stock it with coal. And there we have it. So now instead of having to manually go over here and fill these with materials, it's just going to load it up for us from our automated belt. And we can do another inserter from the line to the arrow into a chest. Now it takes our iron that we automatically gathered on the conveyor belt from the inserter into the furnace, from the furnace into this chest. So now we have an unlimited supply of cheap and reliable iron plates at our disposal. So no more manually putting resources into things. You just control click on that whenever we need resources. definitely the way to go. So like I said, I'm going to cut it there. Next time we're going to increase our automation a little bit. We need to get some new inserters so that we can automate our process even better. So we don't, and then we need to get some new furnaces and some, all kinds of other stuff. We need to get a laboratory so we can start researching some cool new technologies. Next episode should be a lot of fun, I think. So, yep. That'll do it for now. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, concerns, please feel free to leave them below. If you played this game before, feel free to leave some comments on recommendations on how to proceed and things like that. I do have kind of my own little style of the way that I want to proceed, but if you have any good suggestions, I will definitely take them. So, thanks for coming out, everybody, and see you next time.